Wake up, gamers, cause you're listening to Big Think Dimension with KZ Excellent,
I'm optimistic about things.
Dan and Bob Video Games,
You see that mountain? You can fuck another man on that mountain.
and Mr. Feel
We all make mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo.
here on GigaBoots.
Bob, you know what Taco Bell needs to start selling?
Chicken tenders and coffee, yeah.
No, yes, you're not wrong, but the double, triple cheesy gordita crunch with chicken. Hear me out. You take one set, you take a gordita, you cover it in shredded chicken, you stick hard
can't
shell
do this
taco
again.
inside, you stick a gordita inside of that.
God!
I've heard that the triple double crunch wrap supreme is really good.
If you're trying to survive up in the mountains for like a week, yeah, it's pretty.
Yes,
you.
exactly.
I've had to explain what this item is to a couple people over the last few days, and the look on their face every time and then you put another hard shell in it, and then it's more meat and cheese. They're like, why?
You put it on the table and it makes a noise like...
It's like you made 80 pounds of pizza dough in a mixer and dropped it on a table.
Mamma
It's like in Good Burger where the guy picks up the competitor's burger on his spatula and it bends.
Oh my god.
Yes!
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a reference to upcoming Game of the Year related content. You might be asking, one, why is the runtime for this episode so fucking low? And two, why the fuck are they talking about Taco Bell on this podcast, on a Game of the Year podcast? Both of those will become clear when you listen.
Yes, please.
I will say
to
only one statement. Hello, my name's KZ. It is 4:05 a.m.
That's weird. Is he editing this in from like a later time where we... Oh no, that's the time right now.
Oh no, that's
Also-
us now.
Also, 3 days later than we normally record these.
It's Sunday.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a hell of a
I
week.
have to turn this around in less than 24 hours and give it to Dan.
Which is great, because luckily none of us have fucking played anything in the last week that we aren't going to talk about on the upcoming games of the year. What's up, Bob?
I ate the Kylo Ren cereal.
There's a Kylo Ren
Oh my
cereal.
god. For some reason I kept walking past the Kylo Ren cereal and it didn't even register that it's motherfucking Kylo Ren cereal in your house.
Yes. I did a poll on Twitter. They got the vote for BB-8 cereal or Kylo Ren cereal. I got the Kylo Ren one.
Yeah. How is it? What is it even like? Like, what's it shaped like? What's it made from?
It's shaped like TIE fighters. And
Okay,
it's
I'm
made,
gonna go get this cereal.
And it has like marshmallows, kind of like you see in stuff like Lucky Charms, where marshmallow shapes are in there. So it's got a lightsaber, a stormtrooper head, and some other things I can't really identify, like this orange blob. I really don't know what some of these shapes are supposed to be. It cake's kind of like Trix, but with marshmallows and not as much flavor. It's bad.
So it's like super sugar. It's sugared the fuck out.
Yeah, it's sugar. You're just eating sugar. Man.
Okay, guys, I can describe these shapes.
I'm gonna make a statement about Trix here. I don't know if anyone feels the same. The journal accepted thing. Trix was shit as soon as they got rid of the shapes and went.
Yeah,
it was
that
really
is
bizarre.
absolutely 100% too.
It's so weird.
When I was a kid, I was so excited when they added the new Trix shape, which was the berry one that had like the red center and the blue around it.
Yeah, those are good. Okay,
And then
guys,
they would like, it's all circles now.
I'm ready to
Piece of
describe
shit.
the shapes of these marshmallows. Okay.
I actually pulled up a picture.
Okay, so we
What
got
we
we got an orange and white BB-8 shaped esque blob.
Yeah,
That's supposed to be BB-8.
That's
the thing all the way to the left.
definitely
Yeah, that's
BB-8.
BB-8.
okay.
The thing all the way to the right is a stormtrooper's helmet, vaguely.
Yep.
The thing next to it, I believe, is supposed to be a lightsaber, but ends up looking like an ice cream cone because
Yes.
it's way too
Yeah,
thick.
definitely a lightsaber.
The thing in the middle, I honestly have no idea. I'm guessing a Wampa.
That's supposed to be a Kylo Ren helmet, I think.
It's white, though.
I know.
It's
fucked up.
It's
I think
white and blue.
that or a rebellion helmet,
Okay, I could see that, or like a rebel starfighter.
or it's R2D2.
Oh,
It's got 2 feet on the bottom. That doesn't. And then the thing to the
R2
left
does
of that,
have 2 feet.
he has 3.
Oh shit!
but
I
he
have
can
no
retract.
fucking idea.
He can retract the middle
But
one.
can the
though.
marshmallow retract? But yeah,
I want to retract this segment.
dude, the fucking the second from the left. I have no fucking idea what it's supposed to be. What is this shit?
I don't know.
What?
Oh, is it supposed to be the red stormtrooper that's behind him?
There's no way. It's not even vaguely shaped like that.
I know.
So is it not?
I'm
the
gonna
Sith
see if
Trooper,
if there's an official.
It
there's
doesn't-
an official guide.
You know?
Oh my
Oh
God,
shit! Oh shit! There is a guide. I'm ready to answer the. We got all of
Answer the
them
question.
right. That was in fact R2, even though it's half blue, which is rough. The pink one is a Jedi starfighter.
Like from
It's
the
supposed-
Those aren't in,
prequels.
those aren't in the sequels at all.
Yeah. What the heck? Yeah, I don't
Why would
know.
it be pink?
I don't know. That literally makes no
So
fucking
I did.
sense.
I have done research. I have done research right now. This is the exact same serial they launched. They had for the prequels with a couple differences. They took out Yoda in the blue lightsaber and added BB-8. That's the only thing.
Oh, this is sad.
Wow, what a pathetic
Bob.
use for a cereal.
Bob,
What's up?
look at a calendar. What month is it? What month is it?
We're now in January.
It's not Star Wars month anymore.
I know, but I ate
But
the
it is cereal month.
I had to talk about it.
Is it cereal month, Dan?
It's never for me, but sometimes for other people. And now I could have rotated this image in my phone, but that seemed like work.
I kind of want this. That box looks raw.
It does look raw. I wish it tasted as cool as it looked. It's a shame. You know what isn't a shame, though?
What's that?
What?
The Pod Lords.
Oh fuck the Pod Lords. Sorry, I can't work up a huge amount of energy for it.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're fucking...
The Pot Lords.
Yes, that's right. The Pod Lords. Pod Lords such as Danny Richardson, E. Lee Broyles, Dandy Cageford. Did you guys know Bob looks like Adam Driver?
A little bit.
Dank
That's my favorite Pot Lord.
Mormon. Red Blaze 27. Jucifer Frost. Ace Attorney. Suzu Shiro. Emperor Zero. Sheep Heavenly. Shibuya Gato. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind Shill account.
Yep.
Moon Muse Entertainment Studio. I am a Pod Lord no longer. I have become God Lord.
Is that from the last 6 hours?
Yes. Yes. Since we had the conversation about doing a Christian
Man, these people are
podcast.
bad.
I tweeted, "Oh shit, the God Lords!" 2 hours before we started recording tonight.
Yes. The only actual...
Oh no! Oh no!
All right.
The only actual unironic movie Bob No, I can't do it.
Okay, thank God.
What is the picture?
Thank God.
What is the
I was so scared.
One moment, I'm taking a picture. This picture's nuts. I don't even know what I'm going for anymore.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm excited.
What's this?
It's Gary. It's Gary Busey with Bob's shades and terrible facial hair slapped on.
Yeah, it kind of just looks like movie Bob with just Gary Busey's hair. I cannot believe this is happening.
And he lost 100 pounds.
101 Shades of Wonderful, who's definitely not a bird. I don't know, that profile image
Looks like
looks
a bird.
It looks like a fucking bird. Oh my god,
Found you taped to a swing set.
it's a fucking
Give
bird with
$50 a month regularly.
it's a bird with fucking cool shades though. Look at this fucking bird. It's a badass bird.
Definitely not a bird.
I don't know about that.
Fantastic. Definitely not a bird.
WTF Spider-Man, an unknown artwork. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, Podlords. And if you'd like to become a Podlord,
I would.
you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast.
What can I get there?
Becoming a Podlord gets you all the benefits of lower supporters and also gets your name read on every episode of Big Think Dimension. And even if you can't become a Podlord, donating $5 a month or more gives you such benefits as bonus Cursed Content Club episodes, commentary tracks, armchair dev bonuses, early access to Mondo Cool, our Dragon Ball review podcast, and other benefits. That is patreon.com/gbpodcast.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Podlords.
Thank you,
Podlords.
Yeah, thanks, Podlords.
Now, KZ,
Yeah.
I have a short list, but a list nonetheless, so why don't we do yours first, and I just go.
All right, this was an interesting piece of news that popped up earlier this week. So, hot off the heels of Respawn being the only good thing about EA at the moment, Vince Zampella will now be taking over DICE LA alongside managing Respawn Entertainment, and DICE LA will be rebranded to be, as they quoted, more unique.
Okay, so I have thoughts.
Yeah,
Sure.
One guy now heads up 2 studios seems weird enough.
right.
Guy who heads up studio that has 2 relative successes as of late goes to head up a studio that was an asset farm ? And made the incredibly mid Battlefield Hardline, I believe.
Ooh.
Oh, God, I forgot that.
That's why they're
existed.
saying more unique. Jesus.
Yeah, and since
Did they do the
the most
Battlefronts?
Battlefronts,
Yeah, did they do that? I thought that they
let me
were.
check.
I thought they did that. Those guys. So
The most unique thing about Hardline was how they announced it. Ferguson happened. We didn't see that game for 18 months. It was gone.
Yeah, that really was a thing.
There are some other bits of they pointed out that Stig Asmussen, the director of Fallen Order, is just heading up their narrative games now at Respawn. Like he's just in charge of that now, which I imagine is just going to be Star Wars. Especially following EA saying, we already greenlit the second game before the first one came out.
Huh.
What, a Fallen Order?
Yes.
Okay. Down for that.
So
Let
Bob,
it sit a little
what's
bit
that?
longer.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 was made by EA DICE. So it's the actual original Battlefield studio, according to this. However, it was in collaboration with Criterion Games and Motive Studios.
Yeah, Motive did the story mode, at least, in Battlefront 2.
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn that that's okay.
Oh, well, there is an interesting thing here where EA DICE technically lists DICE LA as a division. So they may be writing it off as that here on Wikipedia. But I don't know. I feel like it would say DICE LA, you know?
Right. Well, at least
Yeah,
you're getting
I
a real
tried
name.
to do a brief search and I didn't get much out of it.
Like going forward, we'll know what's being made by them because they'll actually have their own unique name. We won't just be able to.
Yeah.
But yeah, makes me think of. I've heard of some retailers doing things where like, oh well, we don't actually want to hire another store manager, so you're going to manage 2 stores.
Yes, no, that's the thing
and then
in retail.
Yeah, and that's
EA is so uselessly stupid that wouldn't even surprise me.
Yeah.
The way they describe the Vince thing is that he's going to be doing more of a head coach role at Respawn now. And then they talked about the importance of the people that head up those Respawn departments now, like the various people working on it. So it sounds like he's going to be focusing a lot more on the DICE LA stuff.
Yeah, and that's
still he's still like the guy who's at the top at Respawn, but is going to be more hands off.
fucking he comes into the office on the weekdays every other week, and he's like, "Okay, guys, gather around. What do you think of when you think of Jedis?" That's right, the force. Now you're gonna have to force yourselves to work 70 hours this week, okay?
And he's like, and if I hear one of you motherfuckers say Titanfall 3 again, I'm gonna shoot you.
I'm gonna shoot you. God, yeah, no. And that's
Two
another
things aren't allowed in this office: Titanfall 3 and late 2020.
Shut the fuck up.
fucking the thought of he founded, Respawn. He went through hell
Yep.
for that. He barely
Yeah.
survived the lawsuit while running the studio. And now he's going to go divert
with
the majority
Infinity
of his
Ward, right?
efforts towards
Yeah,
with Activision over Infinity Ward. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the shipping Titanfall 1 at all was a nightmare. So the thought that he's just going to go be over Dice LA is so nuts and just feels wrong to me. That feels like
It kind of felt like they were escaping the system.
it feels to me like Dice EA's just pulling
trapped
weird
them.
power moves, moving people around to try to manipulate them, like to put themselves in a position where it's like, oh, this company's now more manageable. Like we can get them to do more of what we want now. I don't know. I have no idea. It's just weird, and I don't like
it's
it.
worrying. I don't.
I just hope they preserve. I hope Respawn can preserve a bar of, oh, hey, if I'm comfortable buying one of their games, because people heaped tons of praise on Titanfall 2,
Yeah.
and I really like Jedi Fallen Order. I'd like a polished one of those.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, that's a cool trick.
Titanfall 2, Titanfall 3, fourth quarter, 2020.
Shut the fuck up.
Bob, Titanfall 3, first quarter 2020.
Fourth.
Yeah, he said fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, you said 4.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's gonna launch with the PS5.
Oh, great. Awesome.
It'll be great.
I'm okay with that.
14 whole months of dev time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So, Microsoft's quadruple-A game.
God.
Now, we know very little about this. We know it's the result of a new studio called The Initiative.
This is the most awful thing in the world.
We know it's playable because they've said it's playable.
What?
They said we'll hear more about it in 2020. However, I remembered neurons fired way in the back of my brain, and I went and looked something up. They have been talking about this in various forms, specifically the quadruple-A game, since 2012.
Why are they like this?
So I don't know if this is real. I don't know if this is some horrible, we had people grinding their lives into dust for 8 years and corporate kept demanding different things game. I don't know if that died and this is something entirely new and they're pretending it's the same thing. I don't know if everyone there is on some kind of drugs and forgot they did this 8 years ago and are doing it again. But I'm scared.
Yeah, I mean, we
I'm
see
scared.
we see what they do with microtransactions in a AAA game. How can they innovate with a quadruple-A game with microtransactions?
It all
Like,
starts
they
with the 4K microphones.
And this isn't even like they announced it. They said quadruple-A game was on 2012 job listings.
Oof.
They also mentioned this some last year, I think.
How the it's a quadruple A Microsoft game. Is it a new IP too? That seems a little too crazy.
Our new
I mean, it has
IP
to be.
here at Microsoft. It's a brand new IP, quadruple-A game. The new title, it's called Gun.
I'm calling my shot. It's Rise, Son of Rome 2.
No, it fucking isn't. That's the worst guess I could have imagined. Like below that, there's
I just
Blinks
thought,
the
what
Cat
if-
3.
Fusion Frenzy.
What is the absolute worst thing it could be? And it's like Rise, Son of Rome 2.
No, you know what's worse? Another Perfect Dark.
The The thought of a quadruple-A Perfect Dark game is kind of enticing to me because that's too insane.
You know.
But the sad part is it's going to be a battle royale. It's just going to be a Fortnite knockoff.
You know, actually, Bob,
Games as a service.
quadruple-A Perfect Dark would be a very cinematic single player because it's trying to outdo Uncharted.
Right.
Lots of set pieces, cool shit. This quadruple-A Rise Son of Rome is just Dark Souls.
Yes. Also, they talked about this again last year.
Why are they?
Specifically, the quadruple-A game. Apparently, Daryl Gallagher, who was the head of the Tomb Raider studio for Square Enix,
Oh no.
is apparently involved in this. He might be the head.
Who?
Daryl Gallagher, who was the studio head for the studio that did Tomb Raider, or as I call it, Noom Raider.
Is that the one where she becomes the Tomb Raider?
You know, it's too bad I didn't claim my free game during December for Stadia, where, you know, she becomes the Tomb Raider.
Maybe they'll put up the other one where she becomes the Tomb Raider instead.
Somebody gave me a copy of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I'm like, should I play
Which
this?
one is that, Phil?
I think it's the third one.
Yes, you got it right.
Okay. Because we went through this before. I was like,
I know, I
Rise is the
really
third
want
one,
you
right?
to get it wrong twice in a row. Rise the third one, right? No, Shadow. Why? How does that make sense?
But, like, it's like, this is such a pitiful, pathetic PR stunt.
Them pissing money on a game isn't a PR stunt. It's just a bad development roadmap.
Is the
No,
PR statement even working? I'd never even heard of this until we started talking about it.
No, I'm just talking about the term quadruple A is like the most cartoonishly stupid and cynical thing I can imagine.
The only thing that comes close is indie AAA, and that one makes me more mad.
Yeah, triple I is just
Triple
worse.
I.
What's up, Bob?
It's gonna be funny when this shows up and looks worse than any of the PS4 like big games from
It doesn't even
Sony.
look as good as like God of War.
Right,
It
like
looks worse than that.
Yeah.
like it's gonna look worse than God of War, Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima, and we'll just be like, okay, how much money was this again?
That would make sense. That I looked at that trailer of Ghosts again today. Holy shit.
Somebody needs to stop Mega 64 because they keep calling these insanely horrible shots years and years in advance. Like there was this.
Are they the ones that pissed on the Ouya?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
Okay, good.
They had the play date bit where the company will tell you the day the game is actually playable months after its release. They had the quadruple A bit where everybody works 120 hours a week.
I like how I said I hate the indie AAA bit, and then I go, who's used that? Oh, Ninja Theory. God fucking damn it. They were made for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the next bit of news, Jump Force came out, had a character die from Dragon Quest, Dai's Big Adventure. That was weird because that is a very, very Japanese manga. It has never been gotten any kind of Western release at all, and was not in either of the previous two like Jump Force style games. J-Star's Victory Versus and J-Star's Victory Versus Plus. So, I was kind of thinking like, oh, why are they doing that? That's weird. In the back of my head, because Jump Force is the super big Western one, that's why they made it look bad to appeal to Westerners. Well, that's not even joking. Harada said that at one point. Like, we made the visuals more appealing to Westerners, and I'm like, wow, we suck.
This still is crazy to me. Like you went through the effort of doing that and you didn't dub it. That's puzzling.
Oh my fucking god, you just hit me like a truck. It's not dubbed?
Yeah,
No.
not dubbed. Bob and I have been rolling around over that since it came out, and it's like,
Oh
dude,
my
this
god,
is the fucking.
you guys suck.
It's the fucking
God,
big
you
griddle
suck.
of anime games for Westerners. What are you doing not dubbing it? Like,
No, it's not. It's like a fucking McDonald's bagel.
God,
But,
please
we
don't
got our
remind me
answer.
those exist.
I almost bought it by accident when trying to get a biscuit.
Sir, what would you like? A burger. A bagel?
You know, depending on this podcast goes, I might order a biscuit.
Or a bagel.
Anyway, Dragon Quest Dai's Big Adventure is getting a new anime. I really liked that manga when I read it this year. I will happily watch that anime. It kind of looks like they're doing the Megalobox thing where they're trying to make it look like it is not digitally colored, even though it obviously totally is. And it's getting a new game, and it's apparently a real game because somebody asked, "Is this a fucking app? Should we care?" Basically, is what was asked, and they were like, "Well, we can't." Their answer was basically, "We're not saying what platforms it's on, but it's a real game." So good. That manga is like hugely influential on Dragon Quest. I didn't know that. Both Giga Slash, which is Heroes Final Smash and Smash Ultimate, and Pearly Gates, another one of the big attacks in Dragon Quest, both came from this manga.
I feel really bad because people kept trying to tell us about this news while me and Bob were live streaming. I was just like, I kind of just ignored it because I was like, Bob and I don't have the fucking context for this. What you said has no meaning to us.
Yeah. They should have sent it to me. But I was already on top of that shit. So.
I was like, so, why? So that way you could not notice it in your replies? You're like,
that's true.
I just used the home feature. I'm 85 years old.
Hey, man, honestly, I'm at the point where the notifications could get to be a bit much. Phil has how many times more followers than me?
Yeah, that's because you keep hitting beehives talking about video games and rewinding.
I'm like, hey, guys, I would like to have an earnest discussion about something.
Yeah, you can't do that on Twitter.
But only with Kazooie!
With Kazooie alone. You muted Banjo on Twitter. I hate you.
I'd love to have a nuanced conversation about game difficulty with Kazooie alone.
I would like to have a nuanced conversation about intrinsic versus extrinsic rewards, but only with Banjo when he's big.
It's weird. Bottles the Mole just really hates crafting systems for some reason.
He got really into YouTube video essays, and it's all been downhill since then.
Gruntilda pops up with her arms crossed.
After
Problem with being drowned.
After Bottles got those weird stupid hats.
Fab with it.
I'm sure he'll hear this.
Oh god, the thought of Bottles with the human hands just doing like a fucking Xehanort finger thing.
Stop!
If anyone is good at animation.
No!
If you can get Bottles to do the wiggle arm thing.
Please don't.
The Xehanort does.
Don't do it. Please don't.
Anyway, we're getting a new Fate Stay Night game, and it might be the most baffling one conceivable.
No, it's the best one ever thought of.
Yeah, I saw Bob's take, which was finally this might be the first good Fate game.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Absolutely.
So I mean, Bob wasn't even doing a bit. But we're getting Everyday Today's Menu, a Fate Stay Night cooking game for the Switch. This is based on like a web miniseries that they've been doing for a while, where Shiro Amiya, the protagonist, cooks meals, and I guess this is just a video game version.
It's that anime is amazing. If anyone who hasn't watched it, it's on Crunchyroll. Go check it out. It's the best Fate series there is. It's incredibly laid back. It's just cooking some food, hanging out.
Wow, that sounds great.
It is great.
You can feed Saber her chicken tendies from Burger King. She'll
fine.
get mad because they're just copy recipe ones and not the real thing.
Dude, did you guys?
She'll post about it on Twitter.
Oh no!
Did you guys?
Did I pass out?
Did you guys see those fucking chicken tenders? I posted the image of on Twitter that I got from KFC. That shit was depressing.
I thought your biscuit looked pretty raw though.
Yeah, the biscuit was probably the most food-like thing.
Those didn't look anything like how I expect KFC chicken tenders to look. It was strange.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck was up.
That's how I'm used to them looking. Just kind of been getting their like Carolina sauce ones and other things like that, where they just soak it in something, and you don't think about what the chicken tender looks like before that. Just like It's bright red
I
now.
don't-
Now exciting.
I just put the colors into my mouth.
It calls us two pickle slices.
Bob's the equivalent of some child that keeps eating Play-Doh.
No, like, I really like KFC's chemical chicken tenders. And Dan's like, Bob, that's the Play-Doh again. He's like, oh.
Oh, jeez. I was wondering why it tasted green.
So,
It seems pretty good, but I don't think it can compete with Cookie Mama Cookstar.
yeah, I don't think it'll have crypto capabilities at all.
Oh, jeez.
Also, in the news again, Y2K.
What?
Y2K is real in WWE 2K20 because when the clock rolled over to 2020, it just fucked up. The game broke entirely.
How ironic that the name of the game is 2K20.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work in 2K20.
You know, I hadn't really thought of that part. This is the best story of the year, and we just got started.
Yeah, what a good year.
It's like the Pokemon franchise, a solid 7 out of 10.
So
Stop.
in Rut Row of the Week, there's a very limited news this week, but there's still a Rut Row.
Uh-oh.
So Square Enix is getting ready to release that Final Fantasy VII demo. Sony either forgot to tell them or Square Enix didn't care that some people can use exploits if they have custom firmware to just pull shit off of Sony's servers against their will. They got that demo. Also in the demo, data for the entire game.
Yeah.
I have
So people have pulled boss models. They've pulled cutscenes. They pulled the entire soundtrack. They pulled the whole script.
Oh.
This is to the degree how bad it is, Phil. We know the full party list of all playable characters, which I unfortunately know now. A list of every chapter, so many of the subtitle scripts, down to what characters say, every boss, every summon, every weapon, all of the database files, because this game seems to have something like that, like in Kingdom Hearts, where it like tells you the info on each character. People know 80% of this game now if you look it up. It's that bad. Also, a 1 gig video file. What is in it? 14 minutes of video. It's all the little tutorial video things they put on the side for skills. It's all of them.
Hot
For
damn.
every skill in the game. Like basically the whole game got busted wide open.
Please.
Real bad.
For
And apparently Square did not check the boxes necessary in Unreal to encrypt their shit. So people just opened the door very effortlessly.
Oh.
Please, companies, especially Japanese companies, it's mostly you, have somebody make a proper demo that doesn't have the entire fucking game in it.
I have to wonder what they were thinking. Was this the demo they were going to release? Did Sony require them to like send something over and then they were going to send a more updated one closer to the demo's release? And this was like an early one?
I think
don't
they
wanna
just
believe
didn't think of it.
They just shit out their entire game's data on top of a demo.
I mean,
Like they've had some breaches, but this is nuts.
Isn't this pretty similar to what happened to one of the Pokemon? I think Sun and Moon.
Yes, it happened to Sun and Moon.
Yeah. So
They released a demo. The demo had the entire game in it.
God,
The whole it's
it's nuts.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard.
why. And, don't worry, they resolved it for Sword and Shield by not having a demo.
That's true, and that's probably
Yeah,
how
let
this is
same
going to
go-
get resolved too in the future. No more demos.
yeah. I don't expect this demo to even come out.
What are we even? What do we gain from doing that though? It's already cracked wide. The
Yeah,
fuck
they
open.
they gain nothing by holding it back at this point. But who knows? Companies have done weirder things for less.
I never doubt what happens with Japanese companies where they just go, no. I cannot believe that this happened. The main writer on the game tweeted about it, just going, this is the fucking worst. or the equivalent you get from Japanese. And then he's like, thank you guys, because there's a bunch of people that even in English were trying to like send words of support because they're like, yeah, there's not much you can do about it. And people are still trying to leak as much of that as possible. KH3 had something like this like a couple of years ago where there was an FTP server leak, and that leaked out 5 screenshots of the Monsters Inc. world before it was revealed. And they seem to be fairly old pictures, and people are like, this seems real. And then it turns out it ended up being totally real. But this is on a completely different level.
Yeah, this is like, I guess it's comparable to the Kingdom Hearts 3 copies leaking, except a month before that.
Yeah, we're 2
those
months
Kingdom
out.
Hearts 3 Kingdom Hearts 3's copies came out before Christmas of last year.
Yeah, because they had to send them to retailers early because the game was coming out in at the end of January. So they sent the stock early.
So, like, I was running around with my eyes covered and my ears covered for a whole month.
We're 2 months away, and
it's fine. I muted every single word related to Final Fantasy VII.
Guys,
even Genesis?
Yes.
I have some good Final Fantasy news, okay, to cheer things up, because I know this is a real downer moment.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Arden Izunia from Final Fantasy 15 is coming over to Dissidia NT? Stop.
I didn't put this on this news specifically not to harm you, so I think this is kind of fucked up.
I think it's fucking hilarious because I haven't seen a single person go, oh, great.
Yeah. I mean,
this was my response. Why was he not in at launch?
Noctis wasn't in at launch.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was?
What?
He wasn't in the arcade versions initially.
The arcade version's like 4 years old at this point.
Yeah, no, the arcade version's old as hell, which is what made you think the home version would have more in it.
You were like, I bet the home version will have at least one villain and one hero character. And then they did shit like 3 Final Fantasy IV characters. And weird shit. Some were new, some were old, and it's just like, ugh, God. Why couldn't you just be Smash Ultimate?
I will just keep my fingers crossed for the hope that they know and they're updating this version as they work on like a next gen version that is the Dissidia game people actually want.
Just make a Dissidia game like the PSP one. Both me and Eric dumped over 100 hours into that game. Duodecim is an incredible game. It shouldn't be that hard to top.
These visuals would make me shit.
I mean, you gotta anyways.
I wouldn't sell that game after one time playing it like I did the other one.
Dan has never been in more despair, at least the feeling in the room, than when I played Dissidia with him like 6 months ago.
It was
I was there
dire.
too, KZ. It was bad.
Yeah,
unless you guys did it twice.
No,
which I can't
God,
see
no.
Dan doing.
Of course not.
that game is so depressing. Well, let's never mention it again.
It was
please.
only the one. Like, I'm gonna fucking. I apologized. I felt bad.
It feels like a mobile game that you're playing on consoles for some reason.
And it's funny because people like the mobile game.
The mobile game is
the mobile game
different.
has the characters talking.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of characters people want.
And my last bit of news, Mother 4, which has been a fan game for a while, it had a lot of work put into it. They basically said like 2 years ago, we're going to be changing the name and going dark because Nintendo is coming after everybody doing this with a knife. And it popped up this week. Its name is now Oddity. It does not have a date. It looks still kind of like Mother, but it's distinct enough that Nintendo can't execute them in the street.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be free or if they're going to sell this one now.
It is original art, Bob, but it has a very similar art style. It still has that isometric sort of Earthbound look.
It's still it looks it very clearly has the most effort put into it than any of these Earthbound like games though, visually.
I don't know. I like this one. It's called Undertale.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
I mean, I like Undertale a lot. This looks a lot better than Undertale visually.
It looks exactly like Earthbound, so I'm going to have to downvote on that one. But, because at least fucking Undertale has a visual identity. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah, in terms of when you look at it, you go, there's a lot of effort being put on to the visuals here, but you think it feels a bit more visually bankrupt because it's Earthbound with a slightly different coat of paint, whereas Undertale's its own thing that they clearly made from scratch.
Yeah, but either way, it was just a joke. I'm glad that they changed the name and that they're trying to do something more unique. Because could you imagine the insanity of Nintendo taking some people to court to be like, this is isometric?
Yeah, no, that'd be a stretch.
I think this is a good ending. I'm sure Kotaku's very upset that their plans to murder yet another Nintendo fan game has failed.
Don't worry, they still put this game used to be Mother 4 in every single thing talking about it in the headlines.
Yes, I appreciated your tweet saying that Kotaku's just Randall from Recess, just writing shit down to rat them out to the teacher, Nintendo.
I mean, that's just accurate.
Pretty much.
That's just accurate.
Now, I think we have one more piece of news that Dan has.
Yes. So we're getting that port of the 68K version, the X68K version of Cotton out this summer in Japan anyways. For the PS4, Switch, and PC. But apparently at an event held on December 21st, some Umihara Kawase event, which was titled Umihara Kawase's Bazooka, and it was a hands-on event. They announced that they were going to do a new Cotton game, and it was going to come out in 2021, but they didn't announce platforms. Guys, imagine how fast it'll load on the PS5.
Oh,
nice.
It's gonna be Switch exclusive.
Please don't say that. The port of the 68K version.
It'll be great on Switch Pro.
I don't think Switch Pro's happening. I hope it's happening, but it seems iffy.
Yeah, same day as the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
Did you guys see that tons of those Final Fantasy VII Remake leak videos are getting pulled off of YouTube?
Good.
Like Squares?
Yeah, because they're directly showing the assets from the leak.
Uh-huh.
And just putting them in the thumbnail like the cross-dressing cloud.
Of course. Oh, I better use YouTube video blocker and block.
Yeah, it's not a great time. I follow a couple of content creators that talked about like the development of 7. They're like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to fucking ruin this shit for you.
I mean, I imagine that anybody doing that is also going to get, like, that's probably bullet point 1 if Square Enix will ever give you anything.
Yeah, there's also that. Square's doing the best they can to take as much of this down as possible.
Yeah.
Like they've done like DMCA takedowns on like Imager and stuff like that to try and avoid it.
I've seen some people express like, it's a remake of an old game. You can't possibly spoil it. To which Bob said, come on, guys. Genesis is in this. And it's obviously a sequel.
I hate these people. I hate these people because they're the same ones that'll like make impassioned rants about, about spoiler culture being bad. It's like, no. People just want to enjoy a brand new remake in which some things are going to be different. Because these motherfuckers made Advent Children. They are a changed company.
I would like to note it was a funny moment. I've actually had some of the things shown up. Somebody started shotgunning shit into the GigaBoots Giga Lounge.
Of course.
And then we were like, keep that shit in spoilers, motherfucker. I've seen, I think it was 3 character models that haven't been shown off, and I didn't even fire a single neuron. I'm like, yeah, that's how that looks. Like I understand people don't want to see this shit.
I saw that, and then people started saying the worst stuff, and I was like, oh god.
Okay, into space, and then KZ yeeted them into space.
I saw one thing. I've seen exactly one thing. It made me happy, but I don't want to see anything more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
He saw Gacked.
No, much more important than Gacked.
Nothing.
There's nothing more important than Gacked.
I will DM it to you.
Now
It
he's
better
like,
be Gakt's name backwards.
did you know
Well, yeah,
Gakt's
he was
name
reincarnated.
backward is
Okay,
Gakt?
that may be almost as important as Gakt, but not as important as Gakt.
Okay. Anyway, do we have any other news? It's been dead. Like,
yeah, it's been
news-
dead. We skipped a week and there's still nothing.
Yeah, we're good.
So I guess that was it. Coming up on GigaBoots, we're going to be giving games a chance. Later this month, allegedly, we're going to do a Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough live stream with Dr. Aggro, allegedly. And, of course, we've got that Game of the Year podcast stuff coming out. It's really great. It took an immense amount of effort, and it wouldn't have been possible without your support, because who the hell releases a Game of the Year podcast in January? I'll tell you who. This group of 4 guys who want the moral grandstand flex on everybody else who fucking cuts off December. Smash Ultimate should have been in more top 10 lists.
Games come out in December now. That was fine back when everything after the first half of November was dead. But games come out the whole year now.
Yeah, that's 8.5% of the year you're cutting off because you're a dipshit. I say you, it's the entire industry. Like we're basically, I think Easy Allies is still doing stuff. I don't know. I
haven't seen their Game of the Year stuff, so I think they might be one of the few who...
So it's the two of us. It's just Easy Allies and GigaBoots being like, hey, Patreon's great. We don't have to give a shit about ad revenue.
Yep.
But let me tell you about this mobile game. You know, I'm not a huge mobile game player, but
Please,
Raid
no.
Shadow Legends.
No.
But
I'm going to be streaming Danganronpa. By the
You
time
will
you see
have
this,
streamed
the
it.
first one will have happened. I'll be doing
Yeah.
more because I'm certainly not playing like a 15-hour visual novel in one sitting.
Why not?
Not after
you
the...
think it's 15 hours?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's like... I was being conservative. I assume it's like 30.
It's like... yeah, it's something like that. It's not as long as the average JRPG, though.
Yeah, right. Okay, I don't have words anymore.
Yeah, but aside from that, you know, we're hoping to get some Giving Games a Chance coming out later this month, and who knows, maybe sometime in the next month or so we'll finally be able to look into some motherfucking Dreams content, because once I'm done editing this Game of the Year stuff, that frees me up a bit. Also, and I meant to cover this in news, I suppose, there is allegedly a Smash mod that removes over 20 milliseconds of input lag. And I'm going to check those fuckers on it. It's Smash Melee. I'm going to check them on it.
I'm excited.
We're going to see.
I'm excited for your findings.
Going to do some science.
I really want it to be inaccurate because you're going to just light these motherfuckers up.
I'll just be like, I don't even know how you came to this number. How did you come to this
More
number?
somehow.
Oh, that would be a bummer.
It's 15 milliseconds laggier.
How did you do this? KZ, what do you got going on?
Well, I'm continuing my my various stuff like the Nuzlocke and the LP of Trails in the Sky the Third. Over this holiday, or actually on the 1st, I started up the AI the Somnium Files Let's Play. So far, I think it has potential. I don't know if it's going to be very good, but we'll have to see. People are really excited for it, though. So we're seeing that through. And, yeah, that's about it. I'm just reflecting on the fact that it's almost 5 a.m. and the time runs out on me to get you this podcast.
It's okay. We're gonna make it through this, just like we made it through this last year of great podcasts, thanks to your support over at GB Podcast, Patreon, gb.gov.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/GB podcast. Please don't make me say that anymore tonight. I'm dying.
He shoved 18 deviled eggs into his gullet before we started.
I did. The number was 8, but yes.
Tiny
Or
bits
actually,
of
technically
yolk are
4
just
whole eggs.
rolling out, like little yellow fucking things are rolling out of his mouth, and he's like, Patreon.com, GB Podcast.
Eggum preservicus.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. This show, like our other podcasts, is only possible with the generous time our co-hosts have given to us and the equipment we've bought to make it higher quality and easier to produce. Please consider supporting our podcast series on our GigaBoots Podcast Patreon, and look forward to more gamer premonitions and Big Think Dimension in the future. The GigaBoots
videos for this holiday season have been brought to you by our generous executive producers, Vincent Pover, Nicholas Cameron, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Danny Richardson, Dryzart, Red Blaze 27, and Dandy Cageford. Thank you very much to our incredibly important executive producers. And also these guys. If you want to join the fight for good content, then go support us on patreon.com/gigaboots to become an executive producer today.